Well, thanks very much, Frank, and good evening, everybody. It's great to be back on campus here at the University of Minnesota. A lot of familiar faces here, some graduates I see. I'm Rick Beeson with Sunrise Banks. It's really my privilege tonight to introduce a man I've had the opportunity to work with for many decades, the president and CEO of Sunrise Banks, David Reiling. I still remember when David first arrived on the scene in 1995, freshly minted from LA, arriving in his designer sunglasses, but fueled by a burning desire to improve urban communities. Well, he didn't waste any time, I'll tell you that. He went straight to work and immediately began introducing innovative and affordable financial products. He created a gentle check cashing program. When he looked around the neighborhood in Frogtown and saw check writing sharks, private alley lenders, pawn shops. He pioneered innovative delivery systems specifically designed for the underbanked and the unbanked. Right from the start, that became his legacy, a socially driven disruptor. And all of you share the same decade, so there's some commonality about what you've all gone through as leaders. Don't forget the little situation called Y2K, right? 9/11, the Great Recession, conflicts around the world, too many to mention, all of which visit all your industries, but banking for sure. He's operated under 6 different administrations. And then came the heartbreak of the George Floyd murder and subsequent civil unrest. So during that time, we had a small branch in South Minneapolis that was vandalized 4 times with no response from the city of Minneapolis. A few years later, a Minneapolis police officer was shot to death in front of the building. I remember the day after the riots, David and I talked. We each had gone around the Twin Cities and looked at the branches, all of which are located in the urban area. Most banks would have bolted to the suburbs, or way out to the suburbs. They were never located to the city in the first place, but David stayed. He repeatedly recommitted to the location. And I remember him telling the management team one time, I know what you're thinking, we're staying in this neighborhood, and that branch wasn't very profitable. It's small, inconsequential in some ways, but he knew those customers had very high, small credit needs, but very important credit needs, and they had the need for personal caring service. So David, through all this, he plus the relentless pressure of running a business every day that all of you understand, he's emerged as one of the community's true business leaders. He took an enterprise of about $100 million that now is a financial powerhouse in the fintech and the commercial business, $3 billion. That was smartly assembled by David's father, Bill Reiling, who's here. Bill, give a hand. Let's give a hand for Bill Reiling. Another legend. So the growth is a story, it's an impressive story, but it's not the whole story. And all of you have, it's not the what only, but it's also the how, and that's certainly true with David. You see, he is an entrepreneur, which is an oxymoron for bankers. Bankers, there have been some great bankers, but most of them can't be called entrepreneurs. David stepped into the first bank, and John Bennett, you'll remember this, it was called Meridian in Frogtown, the foothills of the state capital, home to thousands of immigrants and low-income families. Turns out Meridian was a metaphor for how he ran the bank for the next 30 years. It's a navigational tool helping sailors find their way across vast expanses of ocean. The logo is an old sailor holding the sextant in the air. Not the kind of brand logo that we'd hire Lynn Casey to produce today. But David loves water. He spent a lifetime sailing and boating. Building business is a lot like racing sailboats. One constantly informs the other. I remember reading about the late Ted Turner, who recaptured the America's Cup while also building CNN. Now, David's nicer than Ted Turner, much nicer. But there are some important, the entrepreneurs and sailors share critical leadership traits. They build strong crews and trust them innately. They're decisive and resist the paralysis of overanalysis. They recognize that change is the only constant, and they never run from uncertainty. They adjust their sails knowing they can't control the wind. They accept risk, but they chart a clear course nevertheless. They get over mistakes, and they enjoy the journey. And frankly, it's all about the journey, and they know that. So, David, on behalf of a very grateful crew of 375 at the bank, a grateful nonprofit community, a grateful business community, grateful communities who you have improved so much over your decades here. Let's give a hand to Captain David Reiling, head of the Sunrise boat. Oh, there we go.
Thank you. Just need to take a breath, adjust the mic. Hi, Frank. Good to see you. I'm used to the TV screen. Well, thank you. And Rick, thank you for that kind introduction, my friend. We've been sailing on this journey for a long time, and you've been there every step of the way. I want to thank Twin Cities Business for this honor, as well as the sponsors tonight. This is super fantastic, in my opinion. Congratulations to Beth, to Tim, to David, and Beth. It's an honor to share this stage with you. Your careers are remarkable. It is humbling to stand on the same stage. To my wife of 30 years, Carrie, sweetheart, thank you for riding this roller coaster with me called life. It is a joy, and of course, there's more fun looking out the windshield as we go through life. And to my mom and dad, now, I did not know, Beth, we share a mother who's both 91, and my father's 93, and so a little shout out to the 90-year-olds, not the decade, but the age. It's absolutely special to have them here tonight. To my brother Mark, my sisters Cindy and Mary Beth, my sister-in-law Kathleen, and my brother-in-law David, thank you. To my friends back there at the table, as well as to my YPO forum mates, I so appreciate all of you, of all the fun and the counsel that you've given me over the years. And I have to just pause and say, I'm up here representing what would be about 350 plus employees of Sunrise Banks. I'm just the carrier of the trophy, if you will. I'm accepting this award on behalf of them because they are what makes Sunrise and its mission come to life every day. And they are changing the world. So why Sunrise? Why me? We're not the biggest bank in Minnesota. We're not the most profitable bank. The mission and values of Sunrise is the difference. It squarely sits at the intersection of innovation and banking for good. The bank is not a building. It's not a balance sheet. It's a promise. It's a promise to a small business owner, to a family, to a community, that we are here in the service for them. And I don't say that as a marketing slogan or some corporate speak. I say it with conviction. I say it with conviction. I want to tell you about a Saturday in Tijuana, Mexico. I was at college at the University of San Diego, a beautiful campus. Sits up on a hill, overlooks the Pacific Ocean, white Spanish architecture. It's fabulous. 30 minutes to the south across the border is an entirely different world. This Saturday, some buddies and I, we went down to build a house as a part of the school's campus ministry. We had a concrete slab, some building materials, and a day. And by the grace of God, the house went up without a hitch. Now, I remember looking over at the edge of this job site, and there was a shack. The family had been living in this shack. And if you can picture sticks, some driftwood, some thrown out plywood, this was their home. It belonged to a single mom and 2 young boys. And I watched the mom's face as her new house came together. This face of just glowing gratitude, of pure joy. It made me feel incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. I did not know that I had the capability to change someone's life in a day with the simple act of constructing what we might consider just a shack or a shed. But to this mom, it was a castle. It was a castle with a door and a window. I have to tell you, I chase that feeling every day. I call it my happy spirit. That Saturday, I earned a paycheck, but not the kind you deposit in a bank, the kind that tells you where your true north is and why you are on this earth. For me, business is not about cars, clothes, or clout. It's about inspiring others to do good, about developing people, and about building communities. It has been said that society grows great when people plant trees, the shade of which they will never sit. Quite simply, good people do things for other people. Now, I want to leave you with this. What is your deepest fear? What is your deepest fear? Our deepest fear is that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so others won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine like children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give permission to others to do the same, and we are liberated by our fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. Twin Cities Business, thank you for recognizing Sunrise's mission, Sunrise's good works, and letting Sunrise's light shine. Thank you very much.